In Hungary in 1974, a young Anna Rubik sat in his room building his own first version of his cube. It was made out of wood and was held with last advance and paper clips. But eventually, he found a design that could have the block hold themselves together. He added one color to each side and started turning it. But he quickly discovered for how simple it looked, he was unable to bring the colors back to the start. In fact, it took him a whole month to devise a method for solving the cube, and when he finally came out of his room to show his mother what he had achieved, she was the lightest, most because he would finally stop spending time on this. Arne Rubik found his cube mechanism, and in 1977 it was being sold in Hungary as Bues Coca Magic Cube. Then in 1980, Rubik partnered with Ideal Work Company moved their product to the international market and it was renamed to Rubik's Cube. However, this name wasn't known Rubik's idea but rather the company selling the cube. To this day, Arne Rubik's called it my cube. They won't say from my mouth. It sounds strange to call it Rubik's Cube. If I have a child, I call it my child, not Rubik's boy or Rubik's girl. Personally, I don't know about He is married to Agnes Hegley and together they have 4 children named Agnes, Anna, Anno, JR and Snoza. He is extraordinarily private. Moreover, 350 million Rubik's Cube have been sold, making the best of the selling toys of all time. And this is just the counting of official Rubik's Cube, not to mention the millions of other cubes sold from dollar stores, speed cubers made by Chinese companies and also known as knockoffs. The Rubik's Cube was so popular that in 1981 a book called James G. Noss called a book The Simple Solution of Rubik's Cube have over 6 million copies. Now keep in mind you can just scroll how to solve Rubik's Cube in the YouTube search bar and find a free Rubik's Cube tutorial in seconds. What makes the Rubik's Cube so fascinating is something that looks so simple in reality. We overcomplex only 6 colors on a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. There are 43 quintillion ways to scramble it. Even the 2x2 Rubik's Cube, also known as the easiest one, has 3 million combinations. In 1981, a commercial for the Rubik's Cube advertised a 3x3 Rubik's Cube and has 3 billion combinations.
Rubik's Cube, over 3 billion combinations, but just one solution from Ideal.
And it is technically true. Unfortunately, the human brains are not so good to understand this combination that 1 combination per second to solve the Rubik's Cube. But if you could reach 1 million combinations in a week but reach 1 billion, it would take over 31 years. Even if you have every human on earth all spending their whole life in the same thing, we wouldn't reach half of the possible combinations. But if you are like a lot of people who peel the stickers off, then there is a lot more combinations. If God has a Rubik's Cube and tried to solve it as few turns as possible, however, turns would need, of course, it depends on the scramble, but what is the maximum number of turns needed to solve any scrambled cube? This number is known as God's number. Since the beginning, it was known that the God's number had to be at least 18, otherwise he would be too young. If the God's solution was 17, then he could write all the solution 43 quintillion scramble using an most 17 moves. But how many was the can write up to 17 moves? Only about 20 quintillion. Means there is 2 ways you can write the solution to every position. However, 18 moves are there, 26 quintillion combination moves you could write. Means that 18 was the lower bound before God's number. Over the early 2000s, the upper bound was slowly lower, but overthinking could already also goes far. In July 10, a search was done in a large number of computers that Google and of course a lot of clever programming to prove that every scramble could be solved less than 20 moves or less, and thus God's number shown to be 20. What if you didn't learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube but instead you found a sequential turns that can simply be repeated over and over until you keep it to solve? This is also known as Devil's algorithm, as repeating this sequence would show you will be in hell. It did not sound so bad, so first it looks like this. Your cube could be in any scrambled state, so the devil's algorithm would have to reverse all the 43 quintillion positions of the cube just to make sure your scramble could be in correct position. Using to solve the cube would take a long time. Is it understatement? Okay, so nobody is going to solve with the devil algorithm to solve the cube, but is it at least an algorithm you can learn, do well, use a thing? No matter what sequence of algo you apply to the cube, it will eventually bring you back to the start. Some algorithms require a few repetitions, while some require a lot more. The maximum number of times you can repeat the sequence before brings you back to the start is 1260. This means that the slowest possible algorithm can go through every cube state for started to repeat itself. There are 34 quintillion ways, it's so long. But if you still get an idea of solving a cube properly, someone has an idea to solve the cube properly on the devil's algorithm. A link to be given in the description is too long. According to the internet, the puzzle was also named the Ekag Gold or the Gordian Knot. So these are the names. I couldn't find any other name for it to get it solved. Even then, the name for the Rubik's 2x2x2 Rubik's Cube is known as the Pocket Cube, and the 4x4 cube is also known as the Rubik's Revenge, and the 5x5 is called the Professor's Cube. The Rubik's Cube has other names for the link, which is the speaking from translation, and the words are here cube. Although in Chinese it is also known as Mofang, which directly translates to magic square or magic cube. This was the puzzle of the original name. In 1957, the puzzle designer Larry D. Nicholas came up with an idea to make a 2x2x2 Rubik's Cube with 6 color sides that could rotate along the pieces to move them around freely. He reconstructed the prototype in 1968 and was seeked to his patent in 1972. 2 years later in Hungary in 1974, Ernie Rubix made his invention in the early 1980s after the international success of the Rubik's Cube because employers soon on the Rubik's Cube for enrichment of his patent. The thing is, Nicholas' patent is for only 2x2 Rubik's Cube. This patent is also shown by patent to magnets. It was very different compared to Rubik's Cube or mechanism. Ultimately, the court wrote the Rubik's Cube Pocket Cube enriched on the patent, but the 3x3 Rubik's Cube did not. The Rubik's Cube was such a cultural phenomenon that there was even a TV show about called the Rubik the Amazing Cube. There was a walking talking Rubik's Cube over there with a face. I want to take a moment and imagine how this looks like. Yeah, this show aired from 1983 to 1985, featuring a total of 13 episodes, each being 30 minutes long. The show follows some kinds of fine Rubik's Cube that belongs to one evil magician. Rubik has special powers such as flying, abducting children, and giving dogs sharp teeth. Rubik's could easily become scrambled, so it is when dropped on the ground or he is basically become useless. But as long as kids solve the Rubik's Cube, he could get them out of it. On 11 episode, it is on Saturday night, Rubik's was pretty much describes me as I am writing this script. Naturally, people enjoy solving Rubik's Cube and are usually people who enjoy extreme challenges, in this case building extreme Rubik's Cube. The largest cube was built by Tony Fisher in 2019 standing over 2 meters long or 6-7 feet inches. Tony Fisher also holds the record for the smallest Rubik's Cube of 5.6 mm, which QI created in 2016. The Rubik's Cube was the most important and the most difficult layer was the 33x33 Rubik's Cube, which was built by Greg's Puzzle in 2016. The cube has 6,153 parts and 6,134 stickers. It was looking very delicate and I was worried about its popping. And on the flipped sides, of course, the cube with least number of layers is the 1x1 Rubik's Cube. If you don't have Gantt cube worth $60, then get ready for this. This was the masterpiece cube crafted by Fred Jeweler, the CEO and founder of the Timing Colors International. You can didn't buy this cube within $2 million. It is of 18 karat gold in a set of stickers. Each sticker is made up of 25 little gemstones, little emerald, rubies, and amethysts. In 1995, in the 15th anniversary of the Rubik's Cube, this into a one force in the violet side is hidden from public view to prevent the masterpiece cube design from being replicated, which I am not also sure about since will peep in now what I didn't know since this cube is from 1995. Its corner cutting is absolutely garbage. On the bright side, it offers free shipping and a 14-day replacement policy. If you want to buy gifts for your family members and you are an amazing cubing friend or just for yourself but you don't have $2.5 million sitting around at a cubelelo.com, you can buy amazing hoodies, t-shirts and also masks. Hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Till that time, happy cubing.